We were fortunate that during our investigation yesterday, an Evansville police officer who was just doing his good diligence of patrolling and being smart noticed the vehicle in the parking lot of the hotel and notified us immediately. So the task force members got together, they drove down there, set up surveillance on the hotel. Soon thereafter, the two suspects exited the hotel and fled out of the hotel parking lot northbound on US Highway 41, turned in at an industry known as Anchor here in Evansville. They went through the parking lot, went through a grass field. The members of the U.S. Task Force basically rammed the vehicle and pushed it into a ditch. And we later found out, had they not done that, the fugitive was going to engage in a shootout with law enforcement.
Yo, what's up, guys? JR Wisdom here. Hit that like and subscribe button. We gonna get right into it, man. Check it out. So you guys may or may not have heard about this whole situation, about this Alabama corrections officer or correctional officer, whatever you'd like to call it, and the inmate that she fell in love with, and good buddy was clapping the cheeks on and off for 2 years before she decided to pull off this escape, elaborate plan, very, very planned out, very well planned and thought out over this time. And, obviously it ended the way you guys have seen on the thumbnail and the title. So if you guys don't know who I'm talking about Casey White, who you guys will see on the thumbnail, as well as Vicky White, who is no longer with us at this time. Casey, if you guys didn't know, this dude is like a wild boy, 38 years old, serving a 75-year sentence for doing some heinous crimes, going on a crime spree. I think he put the beaters on his brother. Like, he got, attempted M charges, if you will, as well as robbery and all this other stuff. And he even confessed to another M charge, which he was currently, awaiting trial and or, court appearances, hence how he escaped with Miss Vicky, who's basically almost 20 years older than him, 56 years old. And the weird thing about this situation is, you guys know about this, goes on all the time in jails and prisons, inmates getting women pregnant, getting in relationships. Y'all know how contraband gets into prisons and jails through correctional officers or correction officers. It happens. They getting married, they quitting, they resigning from their position to be with the inmate. And it's just a lot of, I don't even want to say lonely women for the most part, because, you got some guy correctional officers that's at women's prisons that's taking advantage of the women. But a lot of times these women, and it's a lot usually unattractive women that are correctional officers that are lonely, and these inmates have all day to come up with the best lines to finesse these women, out of buns, out of drugs, anything that they can think of that they'll bring in. And Buddy, that's how it started out with their two-year relationship back in 2020. He was getting extra food and things like that by whispering her things that she wasn't, hearing on the outside. So good buddy, his mouthpiece was so cold, because he wasn't ever getting out. He's facing multiple charges even after he's doing a 75-year bid. He's never getting out. So I think even an attorney, the district attorney or someone, said that they had expected that he would have tried to escape down there in Alabama. And you guys didn't know, this guy is 6'9", 330 pounds. So he's allegedly some imposing dude. I think he's part of an Aryan Nation sector down there as well. So, very dangerous guy at the end of the day. So initially, when they broke out, or Vicky helped them break out, which was back in April 29th to be exact, they thought that basically he coerced her somehow, which is the weirdest thing ever for you to think, other than she fabricated a court date and said that she was escorting him to the court date, and people thought that he coerced her or somehow kidnapped her and basically took her on the road and things like that. But eventually they found out that that wasn't the case. So that's how it started. That's how he escaped. That's how they collaborated on this whole situation, is that she invented a fake court date and said that she was taking him there from the jail, which I think the courthouse was like a couple blocks away from the actual jail itself. And they went on the road. She already had the cars set up. She bought a car. I believe it was like a Ford Flex or something like that, in another name. Wasn't even in her name. It was in a fake name. They found the car because they were in Alabama, which was where the jail that they were at was in Alabama, because I believe he was in William E. Donaldson Correctional Facility down there in Alabama. They took the car and they abandoned the car in Tennessee and just went on the road, and that happened on April 29th. So they didn't get caught technically till May 9th at this time. So they were hanging out, already had 4 guns, including the AR-15, $29,000 in cash. However they were planning to live, they were living out of a hotel and under aliases, had wigs, things like that. So there was a manhunt going on all this time. This is basically since April, on the run and just hanging out in Illinois at this hotel, which I believe that it was in Evansville, which was well over a week until law enforcement started receiving tips about the situation, basically saying, and then I guess they had a sting. I don't even want to call it not a sting. They had surveillance set up where they would see Vicky coming in and out of the hotel with wigs on and things of that nature. And I guess one day when they finally came out and they confirmed that it was them, high-speed chase ensued. This happened to be on May 9th. High-speed chase ensued, and they ended up crashing the car. And I guess somewhere along this line, Vicky must have knew it was over, and she decided to self-delete at that point.
We recently found out that they'd been staying at a hotel down the road here. It used to be a Motel 6, and now I think it's changed names, and they'd had a 14-day stay there. And we have photos of the weapons that were located in the vehicle. There were at least 4 handguns, semi-automatics, 9mm, and this is known as AR-15, which shoots a .223 caliber round. So any one of these weapons could have been used to ambush our officers while they were attempting to capture a murder suspect. The female suspect shot herself. The male suspect gave up when we approached the vehicle. They were both taken out of the vehicle. Life-saving measures was attempted on the female, but she suffered a grave injury and subsequently died at the hospital last night.
Right. But good buddy, he had him a good time, clapping some cheeks, probably eating some good food and stuff like that, his last hurrah. And he basically said that his wife, he didn't do anything to his wife. He claimed that was his wife, and she decided to self-delete. He had nothing to do with it, and right now he's, they expedited him back to Alabama, and he's awaiting, further charges based upon this. But the reason why I decided to talk about this is very strange. How cold, how lonely some women are, how some women can just be that head over heels over a guy that really can't do anything for them. This woman was 56 years old. This incident happened on the last day of work for her. And people also found it strange because she retired 4 years before she could have received her benefits from retirement. But she decided to retire and execute this plan on her last day of work. Strangely enough. So the power, guys, I'm not just saying this happens. It just proves one thing. Hey, you guys can say she's older. There are younger women out here doing this stuff too for guys. It just depends on the whole situation. This dude didn't have nothing going on. One of the low lives of society, for lack of a better term. A deviant, a destroyer of lives and things like that. And that's what this woman chose to be with at the end of the day. And she ended up paying the ultimate price and going all out, sacrificing all types of stuff just to be with this guy. She was that compelled. When a woman really wants to be with you, she'll do whatever. And obviously that's what this woman did. And she couldn't find anything on the outside that could give her that excitement except being with this dude. Strangely enough, man, it happens, guys. Weird enough, man. Weird enough, it happens. You know what I'm saying? So we can talk about the Pookies and Ray Rays and all that stuff like that, but this goes on. It doesn't matter. I think cross cultures, cross race, whatever. Women will deal with some guys like this, especially in criminal facilities and things like that. Correctional officers are some of the biggest ones who, fraternize, whatever you want to call it, in situations like this. But it's neither here nor there, man. I think it's very, 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 very strange, man. And he probably ain't thinking nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, okay, it is what it is, But let me know you guys' thoughts on it. What you guys think about this situation. If you heard something similar, if you have experienced something, or you know of people or correctional officers that have done stuff like this, comment below, man. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Calendly and Linktree to book that one-on-one with yours truly. The link in the description should be popping up on the screen. Guys, remember to keep it cordial. Shirts are now available. If you haven't bought one, make sure you guys purchase one like right now. I got you. Say less. And listen, man, purchase all my books and merch. I already said. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me despite everything that's going on. Much appreciation to you. Shouts out to all you guys out there. Hey, this is wisdom, man. Much blessings and abundance. Peace be upon you all. The mercy and blessings of the Almighty. We'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I haven't put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them.